Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Oh, it's happening. Are you really surprised? Did you ever think it was really a question? I've recorded multiple videos where I've made this prediction, and people kept telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, there's no way. Well, it was never really in doubt, at least for me, which is why I kept saying it so unequivocally. It looks like the Twitter leftoids are going to be threatening their move to Canada again. If Donald Trump comes back to Twitter, then I'm moving to Canada. All right, coping leftists. I'm sure this time your threat is genuine. And I mean the idea of calling that a threat. Oh no, Ellen Page is gonna move to Canada. How could America as a nation move forward? Leftoids are seething, friends, because Donald Trump, it's being reported at least, is getting ready for a Twitter comeback. You know what that means? The era of mean tweets is back. There's been something missing in my life lately, you know what I mean? I wasn't able to pinpoint exactly what it is or what it was, but I think what's been missing in my life is Donald Trump's social media presence. Let me show you guys what's going on, let me update you guys, and of course, let's just talk about it. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so here's the story straight from NBC News. Exclusive, former President Trump is preparing for his return to Facebook and Twitter. Trump's campaign sent a letter to Meta on Tuesday petitioning to unblock his Facebook account. Campaign advisors are workshopping ideas for his first tweet. Mounting a comeback for the White House, Donald Trump is looking to regain control over his powerful social media accounts. With access to his Twitter account back, Trump's campaign is formally petitioning Facebook's parent company to unblock his account there after it was locked in response to the US Capitol riot 2 years ago. And holy moly, I can't believe I just read an NBC article where they called it the US Capitol riot instead of saying that Donald Trump led an insurrection 2 years ago. We believe that the ban on President Trump's account on Facebook has dramatically distorted and inhibited the public discourse. Trump's campaign wrote in a letter to Meta on Tuesday, according to a copy reviewed by NBC News. Trump's campaign didn't threaten a lawsuit, as some sources close to Trump thought he would. It instead talked about the importance of free speech and petitioned Meta for a meeting to discuss President Trump's prompt reinstatement to the platform. A Meta spokesperson declined to comment about Trump beyond saying that the company will announce a decision in the coming weeks in line with the process that we laid out. Now, ultimately, when it comes to Facebook, it's kind of hard to predict because, I mean, you know, the Zuck and that little panel that he's created. But I really wouldn't be surprised if Facebook unbanned him. Following in the footsteps of Elon Musk at Twitter, clearly Twitter has seen tremendous growth since. And at the end of the day, Facebook is a business. They need to make money. And moving forward into the next election season, Donald Trump is going to be the premier candidate. You think people are going to be talking about Joe Biden in 2024? Of course not. Joe Biden's going to be calling a lid. He's going to be in the basement just like he was last time. And honestly, that's the Democrat strategy. They want everyone to talk about Donald Trump so they can continue to spew venom and phony scandals and conspiracies. So obviously, when it comes to advertising dollars, when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to the public event that is an American election, Donald Trump is where all the money's at. Facebook is a company. Facebook's also a company that spent billions of dollars on a metaverse project that isn't even a guarantee. Their stock has taken a massive hit. Their balance sheet, of course, looks good. I mean, Facebook is a incredibly lucrative company. They basically print money, but in terms of growth, they've slowed down and they've spent a lot of money in R&D. If they have the opportunity now to bring Donald Trump and to bring so many eyes and ad dollars to the platform, I think they're going to take that opportunity, not to mention just the ethical perspective. Donald Trump's campaign is making a good point. He should be back on the platform for the benefit of public discourse, basic free and open expression, and of course, democracy. He's going to be a candidate, the premier candidate in the next election cycle. How do you justify banning him? That, in my opinion, is election interference, and it should not be able to stand. Frankly, I think the Supreme Court should step in. Banning a political candidate running as the leader of their party in a presidential election is not a justifiable practice. Imagine the noise the Democrats would be making if Joe Biden was banned on Twitter and Facebook. We'd be hearing about how Mark Zuckerberg is a Russian lizard person every single day, trust me. So all that to say, I think he's probably going to get back on Facebook, but even if he doesn't even necessarily need Facebook. What he does need is Twitter. And I think it's been copium from the start. Look, I like the idea of Truth Social, I like the idea of a parallel economy, but I think since Elon Musk bought Twitter, it's different. And I think Truth Social is more of, it kind of feels more like a personal blog for Donald Trump Trump, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I think both of them can exist. I think Truth Social has its place. But when it comes to Twitter, Donald Trump needs Twitter. He just needs it. If he's going to run in the next election, if he's going to have his booming voice heard, he needs his Twitter platform. It's his most powerful tool, period. The guy can go viral on demand. And just knowing Donald Trump, I mean, he's not an indirect kind of guy. He's the type of guy who makes his opinion heard. He wants to tell you exactly how he feels, and he wants to tell you straight to your face. It's an admirable trait, but what it means, in my opinion, is that Donald Trump is probably struggling. He's probably friggin' dying, to be completely honest, dying to tweet. He's got that phone next to him at the corner of his eye. He can see it, and he's fighting the urge to tweet about Rosie O'Donnell. And actually mentioning the report earlier that Donald Trump's team is trying to figure out what his first tweet's gonna be. Well, I pretty much gave you the perfect idea. Obviously, just kidding. I think Donald Trump's gonna be back, and I think he's gonna be better than ever. I think he's gonna be a little bit more controlled, which is a good thing. I don't want him to lose his edge. I never want Donald Trump to lose that rough edge, because that is his political superpower. But you should control it at least a little bit. And I think what we're gonna be seeing is a new and improved Donald Trump machine. I think he's coming back, and I hope that he's gonna have better advisors around him. And I think his tweets are going to be particularly based without giving the left too much ammunition. You know, it's like I've said previously, I hope he learns a little bit from Ron DeSantis on the issue of just packaging his talking points and really hammering back at the media without feeding into what they want. I will maintain forever that I think that's Donald Trump's biggest weakness, is that he gives the media what they want. He gives them ammunition by saying things that aren't exactly calculated or perfectly thought out, where you get the idea of what he means, but then the media will construe it a completely different way. They'll misconstrue it, they'll completely twist it, and they'll inaccurately present what he's saying. Hopefully, if he could just clean that up, then he is on track to do absolutely great moving forward. Is he currently suffering a little bit of a polling slump? Yeah, but you know what? It's still 2 years to the next election. That's a lot of time in the world of politics. Is Joe Biden riding a little bit high right now? Yeah, I mean, it's undeniable. Donald Trump took a significant hit after the midterms, but that can change, and that can change fast in 2 years. And if Donald Trump comes back calculated, if, as we're learning as well, Donald Trump's back on the campaign trail, and trust me, he's got a lot to talk about, from the Twitter files to the economy to inflation to China, Ukraine, Afghanistan, and of course the southern border, his border wall, real immigration reform, but more importantly, before immigration reform, border security. Well, if he starts to get a coherent campaign message together, if he gets his Twitter platform back, well, then I think he could come back, and he could come back big. Or like he would say, come back bigly. There's a massive void in leadership in the Republican Party. Everybody knows that. And there's only 2 people who could really take that job. Or maybe 3, but I think Carrie Lake still needs a little bit of time to prove herself. It's Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. Whichever one it is, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think you could go wrong either way. But Donald Trump is still that guy. No one will ever be able to take that away from him. And he's now getting his most powerful tool at a very opportune time back. He's back to business. Hopefully, I mean, it's still speculative. It's still just a report. The mean tweets are coming back, but hopefully a little bit less mean and a little bit more based and just straight up savage. He's back to doing rallies, as I just announced. Trump is giving a big political speech today at Trump Doral and says many giant rallies and other events coming up soon. You know, the man has just been lurking. He's been learning. He's been paying attention. He's been very quiet. And for Donald Trump, that's out of character. I think he's been channeling his inner panther, considering his main residence is in Florida, channeling his inner Florida Panther, not the hockey team, the metaphor, slowly sneaking through the bushes, waiting for the right time, plotting, planning. And I think this year is going to be big. I think it's going to be a major comeback. It's going to be a spectacle. And hopefully it's going to be calculated, clean execution without too many unsavory figures surrounding him. Hopefully learning from mistakes and moving forward bigger, stronger, and better than ever. I have faith. Him coming back to Twitter, hopefully, is step one. The Twitter sphere definitely needs him. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you guys are up for it. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.